Atlanta. I got a deck profile from Jason Grabermeyer, and I also got a feature match. And in my feature match...
What round was that?
Huh?
What round was
that feature match was round 1, and it was against Chris Rodriguez. And man, he was tough. Opening hand, I drew godlike. You'll have to read up on the feature match to do it, because I can't really recall it, but I ended up dropping out.
Long story.
Long story short.
Fell asleep. Round 7.
Long story short, brought out Shooting Star, Formula Synchron in D, 6 cards in hand, and set 1 and ended turn. And he was able to get out from that, which topped, and then for the rest of the game he topped your books and other crap and balls. But no, like, this deck uses tuning wares, and a lot of people don't really know what tuning ware is. For your information, tuning ware is a card that can be, if it's used for a synchro summon, you can treat it as level 2, which is a field effect. So skill drain and junk synchron will negate that. If this card is sent to the graveyard for a synchro summon, you may draw 1 card. This is a mandatory effect, although I beg to differ because of a couple of online rulings I found. Now, the most power plays you can get like that is like if you open with, you know, your typical dandy quick draw, but you open with a tuning ware, then you want to go ahead and drop the dandelion to the graveyard, 2 tokens, summon tuning ware. This is where you utilize his level adjustment effect, and there goes my phone ringing.
Yeah, this will be an intermission.
Okay. Anyway, this is where you utilize his level adjusting effect. You go level 2, 1 token in this, you'll draw a card, you'll summon out Road Warrior. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't really know what this does either. Road Warrior. It's an 8-star, takes a Road Synchron plus 2 or more tuners. It's a 3K15, once per turn. You can special summon on level 2 or lower Warrior Machine type. Most people don't know what to choose. In this case, I went with Cyber Valleys. In this case, I removed the last token I still have in the field, and the Cyber Valley. I replenished my hand back up to 6 cards with the Road Warrior, and I set up with either Decrees and Econs ready just to pretty much slap them in the face. Another good play with this deck so far is the 1-for-1, the very famous limited 1-for-1. With the 1-for-1, you pitch a Dandelion. I'm going to pull that out here. Pitch a Dandelion, go get 2 tokens, bring out Glow Bulb. Sync with 1 token, 1 Formula Synchron. Sync another token, 2 Formula Synchrons. And if apparently you mill mad savage like me, you'll mill shit like Level Eaters and fucking Dandelions for even more awesome plays.
Yeah, just show them the awesome stuff in the deck.
Alright, what do you want to know in this deck? Like, what's it contains? Like monsters?
That's what I probably want to know.
Like, monsters, like the exact numbers? Or?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can slap them all out. They can read.
Like, I got Cyber Valleys, Junk Synchrons, Dandelion, Grow Bulb, Tuning Ware, 1 Effect Veiler, you know, stuff here. The Sangan, you got to keep that Sangan on the field. If you get a Sangan in your opening hand, for pretty much almost regardless...
Protect it.
Huh?
Protect it so it don't get removed by Caius.
Yeah, if you get a Sangan in your opening hand, you got to protect that with your life, because it makes that whole deck just explode right there and then. You got the 1 Caius in there, because there are going to be times when you do need to tribute shit, like... Another fun play, and this depends on the extra deck you're running. Back when I was running Junk Warrior, I go ditch Level Eater. Let's see, where the fuck is he? I would ditch a Level Eater for Quick Draw Synchron. E-level off of Quick Draw Synchron, making him 4. I would tribute the Level Eater on that same turn for Caius the Shadow Monarch. E-level off of Caius, he's now level 5. I sync for 5, you bring out a Junk Warrior. So bring out back the Level Eater by targeting the Junk Warrior. At that point, I swing at them for 23, 24, and 600 for a grand total of 53, all with 3 cards. Still have 3 cards in hand, 3 cards committed to the field, and you're still looking shining with these stuff. A lot of people may ask this, well, why do I write in card destruction? Because all this stuff works in the graveyard. No matter where the stuff goes in this deck, it all has a function. That's why you also want to run 2 Pot of Arrows. And also, you'll totally mad savage top draw reborns like I do and win games like that. Also, a new card that just came out, Tuning. Now, before I ran this deck pre-tunings, it was still good, but harder to do. With tunings, that gives you a lot more flexibility on what you can search for. Depending on your hand, if you open with all monsters, grab a freaking Quick Draw. If you're open up with an Inferno in the hand, bust out the, where the hell are they? The freaking junk synchrons, but only do that if you know you're going to get away with that tuning ware reckless combo. At that point, grab out 2 more tuning wares with the one you just summoned. And then you have a choice, because you use junk synchron, of about like 8 different synchros. In this case, you can grab a Stardust Dragon, you can grab a Junk Destroyer, you can grab a Scrap Dragon, I can grab a Baryonic if I really felt up to it, I can grab a... No, I couldn't grab a Catastrophe, that'd be pretty boss. I could grab a Catastrophe, that, and there's one more in here. Oh yeah, I could grab a Black Rose, I could grab a Scrap Dragon, and I believe I could grab Armor Arm if I wanted to just sync just 2. I have a flexibility at this point of up to 7, 6, I suck at math, unless there's one right here. 6 different synchro monsters, all for different purposes in the field. There will be many times when you junk synchro, grab a tuning ware. That's why you gotta have at least the 1 Armory Arm. It does pay off. The Scrap Dragon, to utilize the Level Eater, the fact that if you level eat level 8 down to level 7, you can utilize the Glow Up Bulbs effect even better. Black Rose to blow up the field, everyone knows that. Brio, because think about it, if I'm Infernoing and I get just 3 tuning wares, I just got 3 live shells I can toss, and if those are Dandelions or Glow Up Bulbs, that just makes it all come tenfold and draw more cards, more power. The favorite play here is a Junk Destroyer. Now, back in the day before Mr. Head Judge Kriskoff told me that there was a very weird ruling on tuning wares saying that it activates, when the monster's special summons. But there was the ruling that the gentleman from Konami emailed to this guy said that you can activate the effect of tuning ware upon the special summon. So at this point, I was going around with Chainlink 1, Junk Destroyer, Chainlink 2, 3, 4 tuning wares, so you couldn't, Starlight Road it because it wouldn't be directly chained to it. Unfortunately, that's not the case. It will be Chainlink 4, then, 1, 2, 3 with the tuning wares. You're still going to draw your 3 cards, which in this case could be a number of things, but because this is, you're using normal summon and doing this, you'll have a little less options, but you have flexibility in pulling, anything. You get a Trunade, a Pot of Avarice to send all that stuff back, because if they freaking Starlight Road it, okay, there's your 5 monsters. You got your 3 tuning wares, your Junk Synchron, and your freaking Junk Stare. Okay, I drew 3 cards. One of them is a Pot of Avarice. Okay, go up to 4 cards. I just turned 2 cards into 4 cards, and I can have many options. This deck, another thing, Mr. Gravermeyer, he looked at this deck, and he asked me, because he's looking at my trap lineup, and he asked me, and then he saw the decrees, and he asked me, why aren't you running Trip Decree, Trip Book? And I tell him, well, right now, we're in an extremely aggro format. We got Scraps being able to summon 3 or 4 monsters a turn, X-Saber, for some reason, can always fall throughout second turn, and we got, Plant Dandelion, where they go swarm tokens to the field, and we've got some Machina, where they swarm the field. I would gladly play these over Book of Moons in this format right now because of that surge. If I was main decking Quick Attack Scarecrow? I can't find.
You mean that new Scarecrow?
Yeah, there's this new Scarecrow. He's
like a battle fader, but he don't come to the field.
Yeah, so it's like this guy. He's actually pretty good. He Swift Scarecrow. He's an Earth 1-star machine. If your opponent declares a direct attack, you can ditch this card to negate the attack and end the battle phase. It's a very ghetto battle fader, but it is a 1-star for Junk Synchro and things like that. If I was maining this in 2 or 3, I would gladly go Trip Decree, Trip Book of Moon, because then I don't have to worry about them going Super Swarm on me, because I can just go ditch a Scrap Scarecrow and end the battle phase and counterattack them next turn. Now, one of the beautiful highlights of the Inferno combo is that you do it on a counterattack. They got a Synchro monster out and you Inferno combo them. They aren't grabbing diddly shit and you're plussing all over their face for a grand total of +6. Let's see what else is here. We got Mind Controls in there for the Trip Cyber Valleys to remove your opponent's things if they're a bother. So we're going to remove this guy's value. Booked it. Let's see. You got your 1 Raikou for milling purposes, and you got your 1 Card Trooper for milling and draw purposes. The Raikou also is a double whammy in the sense that I can, if I'm not drawing my MSTs or my Giant Trunade, I can stall, get the Raikou out, blow up something, and hopefully go a Megazord on next turn. But yeah, this deck is relatively new. I figure because of that feature match and how, fucking boss it was, Shooting Star, 400 Synchron, and 6 in hand, yeah, prices on tuning wares and tunings are probably going to, skyrocket. I mean, this card used to only be
huh? I'm looking yup.
Yeah, no. $8. After that, $10, $15 easily. It'll jump up so much. You need the tuning wares to play in the deck. This capitalizes on the draw power. Frickin' 1 for 1 out. You could 1 for 1 pitch something useless. Like pitch the tuning ware, get out glow up bulb, and you can drop a freaking junk synchron. Grab out that tuning ware again, and guess what? You're drawing your 2 cards because the junk synchron will not negate the drawing effect of tuning ware because it's a graveyard effect. So you draw your +2. You sometimes end your turn with junk synchron and the formula synchron and deep, but that's okay. You get +2 out of the whole thing. You replenish your hand, and if you draw averages, everything, the deck is just
epic.
It works so well. It's why I've dubbed it Fudo Yusei, because I pretty much use his namesake with the quick draw, with the cool balls, and I try and keep it as consistent to that theme as possible. But I know one of you guys out there is probably gonna like find a way to make it better than I did somehow. I don't know. I mean,
someone randomly going to.
Someone randomly, and topping when I apparently decide to doze off at round 7. Epic shit for there. That round 7, so delicious. But if you're making this deck and you want to take it to the regionals, I guarantee you that you should expect at least a 5-3. I've never done any worse than that, and it's that consistent. With tunings, expect top. Don't feel arrogant if you're expecting a top. This would have easily topped the shonen and wrecked everyone's shit, especially with the side deck prepared. So, if you build this deck, good luck to you, and have fun with it.
All right, guys. See you guys later.